Texas Overnight here on the Texas State Network. You may have heard good old Chucky Schumer say that he would absolutely filibuster any spending bill that had anything about the wall written into it. Okay, all well and good, Mr. Schumer. You've been the enemy of the American people for anyone of a number of years, and you've been a very centralized, self-serving apparatchik, if you will, for the undemocratic American left. But interestingly enough, now comes information from the National Academy of Sciences. They did a series of fiscal estimates on the average cost to taxpayers like you and me of illegal immigrants. And all that stuff about illegal immigrants paying their taxes is just hot air, I'll tell you why. So, the estimated cost of the wall right now is 12 to 15 billion. We might be able to get the price down some. Trump's done a lot of construction stuff. He knows his vendors. He might be able to offset the cost. But get this, one much larger offset, and taking the form of savings to the government, would be fewer illegal immigrants arriving in the country over the next 10 years. Only a small portion of the folks who are expected to attempt illegal entry into this country in the next 10 years, a small portion being between 9 and 12%, let's call it 10 or 11%. Only 10 or 11% would have to be stopped for the wall to pay for itself totally. Oh, Jones, where are you getting these numbers? Easy. These are fiscal estimates from the National Academy of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine Department. The average cost to taxpayers of illegal immigrants estimated by the National Academy of Sciences, one illegal immigrant costs state and local governments approximately $75,000 in a lifetime. $75,000. Now that includes taxes paid, whatever those might be, screened against the cost of providing benefits like education, English as a second language in particular, and health care. So, you can say, well, these are tax-paying people. Yeah, well, your state and local government will spend $75,000 taking care of one of these uninvited guests. And the thing you should remember here is, the cost of illegal immigration falls largely, and I think unfairly, on state and local governments. It's your ISD that's going to have to find a place to educate these people. It's your state that's going to have to find a way to pay the freight and make them able to live a life here because of the starvation wages being paid these folks. By whom? By the employers that take advantage of their legal status and pay them way below the minimum wage. Think about it. And the parts that the state and local guys don't pay, here you have a federal government that's burdened with debt that's having to write the other checks. But in either case, what am I saying here? The costs in both cases are borne by the American taxpayer and the American worker. If you want me to take a nasty shot here, how about this? Ask Kate Steinle's dad what the true cost of illegal immigration is and how much he paid for it, okay? Now, there was a measure signed into law by Bush, I'm told, that enabled Trump to immediately begin taking bidding for contracts on the border wall. And what's interesting is, then Senators Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Hillary Clinton all voted for it. 2006. George W. Bush had a proposal in 2006 to build a major border wall on the border with Mexico. Signed the proposal into law in 2006 after passing by huge bipartisan majorities, House and Senate. What? If you read the law, what it basically says is, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, ordered by Congress to construct about 700 miles of fencing along the southern border and authorize lights and cameras and sensors. Remember the tech wall? Remember that? And if you read the law carefully, it requires explicitly the wall to be conducted at least of 2 layers of reinforced fencing. So 2/3 of the House approved the bill, including 64 Democrats. And across the hall in the Senate, across the way, 80 of 100 senators approved the bill, including then Senators Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton. About that. They called it the Secure Fence Act of 2006. So, the groundwork has already been laid. Trump can begin at once. But think about that. The cost of one illegal For state and local governments, $75K. It's hard to afford the difference.
You're listening to